Hey guys, and welcome back to another video with me, Brooklyn. So I am on my bicycle. I am exercising, right? I'm looking at television, talking to you all, and I am exercising. I thought to myself, there's no reason for me to come home. I have all this exercise equipment in my condo. I have 2 exercise bikes, a treadmill, a machine that you stand on and it shakes you around to get the blood circulation going. I have the stretching rope. I have everything. There's no reason that I should be coming home from work and just feeding my kitten, Stacy, and just plopping in the bed going to sleep. You know, sometimes the devil will trick you into letting yourself go. All you want to do is lay around, look at TV, and snack. And that's what I do. When I get off work, I'll lay around, look at television. I may snack. On the weekends, I don't work the weekends anymore, so I may snack, and while I'm laying around looking at TV, before I know it, the weekend is over, the day done left, and I haven't done anything, right? So I decided to come home and get on this darn bicycle and take care of my body. A lot of times, we take care of our outside, right? And when I say that, I'm saying, you wash your face, you comb your hair, you dress up, you do those things. You put on your jewelry, your makeup, your lashes, whatever the case may be. But we neglect the inside, and we have to take care of our vessel. This is our house. We only get one body, so it's important to make sure that you are taking care of both. And exercise will show up on the outside and the inside. It's going to take a minute, but it will with persistence. And it's a mind thing. I was talking to a coworker today, and we were both talking about, how we just lay around and don't want to do anything. And it has nothing to do with being older, because I've never been a person that liked to exercise. I grew up in New York, so we walked everywhere. So that was my exercise. But we were just talking, and she was saying how she felt, depressed and just laying around eating. And I was like, sometimes you could be depressed and don't even know you're depressed. It would just sneak up on you. You don't have no idea that you're depressed sometimes, because you're so used to the feeling that you don't really know that you're going through a depression season. And anytime you're just laying around, besides just being normally tired because you are working and doing things, activities, but if you're just finding yourself not wanting to do anything, just lay around, look at TV, eat, and contemplating and constantly thinking, that's a form of depression. When you're letting your health go, you're not exercising, you're not trying to eat the right foods, you're not getting up, taking care of your hygiene, you're just doing just barely enough to get by so you don't smell, that's a form of depression. I've been there. I know. And sometimes you don't even realize that it's a form of depression. You just don't. You just think that it's just normal. You're tired, you're going to work. But a person that's not going through that, they can get up. They can exercise. They can move. They can clean the house, They don't mind socializing and not always in the television and not always snacking and eating bad foods, And a lot of problems that we have in our body, such as diabetes, such as high blood pressure, whatever the case may be, can be remedied with just some exercise. Just some exercise. You don't have to kill yourself. I'm already sweating. I have lights on because the camera was just not showing, so I had to cut some lights on. But I am sweating, and we just have to take care of ourselves. And I was talking to a coworker today, and we were just talking about how it's a form of depression because she doesn't want to exercise. She's gained a lot of weight, and this is what she's telling me. She's gained a lot of weight. She has a gym membership that she doesn't even go to the gym. It's been 6 months. She's paying $60 a month and don't even go to the gym. She said, because I just don't want to go. I'm just depressed. She said, it's just life. Everything that's going on. It's so much going on in the world that anybody, a regular Joe, would be depressed, And because the cost of living has risen so high, but the pay that you're at your job is not going along with the cost of living. So that's stressful. And then it could be your relationship, anything, and it causes depression. And sometimes you just do not know. You don't catch it. You just don't catch it. You think, I'm okay, I'm okay. And, and I've always been, I'm looking at myself in the camera, I've always been top heavy. My father's sister was very top heavy. So I've always been top heavy. I was like a size 3 at one point in my life, and I was a C cup. So I've always had top heavy breasts, but my body has always been thin. But these things are just, the older I get, it's like the bigger they get. So I'm like, I can't do that because it's hurting my back. So I have to do something. And I've been told, well, people pay for this. People pay for what you got. I don't care what they pay for. They can't be as heavy as the natural things. I mean, it just can't be. The natural things have to be heavier than the ones that they are paying for, because they hurt my back. Then you have to spend $100 on a bra. So losing weight has a lot of advantages. Your health, your overall health, your overall appearance, things that you have to buy that's so expensive to help you cover up the weight that you have gained, because the more weight you gain, the bigger clothes you have to buy, then the more material you have to pay for, and it's just too much. It's just too much. And I just found myself just not wanting to do anything. And I remember at one time I would get up in the morning, 5 o'clock, put on my makeup, do my hair, do a video in the morning, and had energy. But then as time go on, life happens. Life happens. And you lose yourself. You lose yourself. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but you literally can lose yourself. You're worried about everything else and everybody but yourself. And you can lose yourself before you know it. You're not wanting to comb your hair. Let me tell you something. You can go back and look at some of my videos. I wear wigs a lot, but people do not believe that I have bra strap length hair, maybe a little bit past my bra strap, because I wear wigs all the time. And it's, why? Well, for one reason, they're convenient. I can have any style I want, any color I want. But that's not the reason why I do it. The reason why I do it is because I don't feel like doing anything to my hair. It just, I just don't feel like doing anything to my hair. And that's part of your hygiene. That's your maintenance. So when it gets to the point that you don't want to do anything to your hair, then you're not taking care of yourself, because you should be doing something to your hair. I will take it down and I will moisturize it, but it's just, I've gotten to so accustomed to just putting on a wig like I'm wearing a hat, any style I want, any cut I want, long, short, purple, blue, whatever I want to do. And I have lost myself in not doing the things that I should normally do, And you all can go back and look at some of my videos. I have videos in here getting ready in the morning and things like that, and you can see my natural hair. Because I'm not taking off my wig to show y'all nothing, because it's a mess. But I have videos on here. But it's just crazy. And I was just thinking about today. I remember yesterday, I came home and I got on the bike yesterday. And when I got finished, I went to the bathroom, and I was in the bathroom messing around. I didn't want to look in the mirror. I didn't even want to look in the mirror, because I was like, I don't even want to face the reality that I let myself go. I'm body shaming myself. I don't body shame others. I'm body shaming myself, because it's a mess. Anytime you just, and I know we do gain weight. I know that. But there's no reason that you have to just wallow in it, because along with weight gain comes a lot of problems, back issues for me, because my body is not geared to carry it. So for me, it causes me knee problems. It causes me back problems. It makes my stomach hurts. So, my overall, I'm just like, I have to do something. I'm getting older, and I don't want to grow old and can't do anything, can't walk and can't do nothing. You don't have to grow. You can grow old gracefully, is my point. You can grow old healthy, and you can grow old gracefully. You can. You do not have to just, I've heard people say, well, you get old, that happens. Let your hair grow. So what, you gain weight, but things come along with that. Things come along with that. And you have to catch the devil, because if you don't, he will kill you. You have to be wise. You have to see the tricks of the enemy. You have to notice the tricks of the enemy, because even the Bible tells you to take care of yourself. Even the word says it's profitable to exercise and take care of your body. You know, he even tells you don't be a glutton. He tells you don't intake with the wines and getting drunk and becoming an alcoholic. And he tells you to take care of your body, right? And a lot of times we think, well, especially being followers of Christ, you know, a lot of times we think it's just all about being saved. The outside don't matter. And taking care, you know, I remember growing up in church in New York. My mother kept me in the dentist's office. She worked for the city of New York. They had very, very good insurance, right? So she kept me in the dentist in New York. And she went to the dentist all the time in New York. So she was getting her teeth done. And some of the people in the church were making comments, you know, they would testify. One lady stood up and testified. I never forget. But I didn't know she was talking about my mother, because, you know, I was a kid, but I remember the testimony. And as I got older, my mother told me the lady was talking about her. And she was like, people going to get their teeth fixed, and several people testified. People going to get their teeth fixed, and people being vain. And I can bite chicken with no teeth. This woman had not a tooth in her head, right? I can bite chicken, I can eat this, and I can bite an apple with no teeth. God gave me, you know, strength, and I just served the Lord, and it's just vain. And, you know, and several people, another man was missing a tooth in the front, and he got up talking about it, how, you know, it's just saints shouldn't be doing that. You know, you literally telling saints not to take care of themselves, right? So as I got older, my mother was talking and telling me about it. Well, how about as time went on, these particular people, the church broke up. And my mother ran into the woman who didn't have any teeth and said she could bite an apple. Basically, she was saying she could bite through a brick, right, with her gums. God blessed her gums to be able to bite down through cement, basically. How about my mother ran into her? She had a mouthful of teeth. She had went and got dentures. Yeah. And the man that had the missing tooth in the front, he wound up getting a partial. Yeah. So don't let people tell you not to take care of yourself. Don't let people tell you not to do things for yourself, you know. And I notice too, with us women, we will go and we will get our hair done, pay somebody to do your hair. You will go and you will get your nails done, pay somebody to do your nails. You will go and you will get a pedicure, pay somebody to do your pedicure, right? But you won't go to the doctor. You won't go to the dentist. You won't do it. You won't go take your medicine for the inside of your body, but you will do the medicine and the cosmetics for the outside of your body. And then you're talking about, you know, now I'm sick and I'm believing the Lord for healing. You have to take care of yourself. You have to. You have to. And I'm praying. I'm not going to sit here and say how long this is going to go on. I don't know how long this is going to go on. I don't know if I'm going to be like, you know what, bump it tomorrow. Because a lot of times when you're feeling some kind of way and the depression hits you, you don't want to do it. But I'm going to do is what I can in the name of the Lord. Because what he say, we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us, right? And where I live at, there's no sidewalks hardly. Now, there's sidewalks here, but it's not like you can go walk through the neighborhood with sidewalks, because I live in the South now. I'm not in Brooklyn, where I can walk to the corner store and I can walk to the park. You walk, you're going to get ran over, so you drive everywhere. They don't have transportation like that can take you from one place. They have it, but it's not like a big city transportation. And they even the transportation closed on the holidays, and they stop running by a certain time, you know, so you have to drive everywhere. And when you're used to that, in my job, I sit behind a desk. I'm on a computer most of the day, and I'm behind my desk, right? I work 2 jobs. Everybody that watch my video know I work 2 jobs. Well, my next job, I go to the group home, and You're sitting with your client, because I work with adults that have disabilities. So you're sitting with your client, you know, you might take them to the Walmart or to Walmart. You may take them to the park, help them with their chore or whatever. But for the most part, my jobs are sitting, so I have to get myself active. I don't have a movement job all day, you know. So I want to come on here and I want to encourage people to do what you have to do to take care of yourself. Of course, you take care of the outside of your body. You shower, you bathe, you shave under your arms, you wax, you do your legs, you shave your legs if you have to. You make sure you got on clean clothes and undergarments, and you washing your hair, which I need to do. And, you doing the things you need to do for the outside, of course. Put on your body spray and your perfume and your lotions, girls, and smell good. And guys, clean your fingernails, do them things, of course. Of course. Go continue to get your pedicure. Go get your nails done. Go get your hair done. Right? Of course. But don't forget to take care of your overall health. That's spiritually too. A lot of times we talk, we witness to people, we preach, we do them things, but then we don't practice it on the inside. We don't practice it on the inside. We don't live up to it. I'm encouraging you all to take care of yourself, but I have to be held accountable. I have to do it too. I can't tell you all to get on here and exercise, and I'm sitting in the bed looking at Fred Sanford and the Jeffersons, or whatever the case may be. I love horror movies. Looking at a horror movie and sitting up there eating my avocado chips or something, my buttered popcorn, and I'm telling you all, because I notice a lot of YouTubers, right? A lot of YouTubers, whew, and you see, like, up in here is like kind of go in slim, and then it spreads right here. I'm top heavy. Oh, Jesus. But a lot of YouTubers I see, they tell you something, but they're not doing that. So you have to have discernment, because they'll have you running around doing things that they're not even doing. And I'm not like that. If I'm telling you I'm exercising, I'm encouraging you to exercise, I'm going to exercise. If I'm telling you that I'm cleaning my house and I'm encouraging you to get up and clean your house, I'm cleaning my house. Right? Because that's part of depression too, when you don't want to clean and you just letting it go for days and days and weeks and weeks. I've done that because things have went on in my life that caused me to be down. But a lot of times, you in denial. You feel like, I'm not depressed, that's for somebody else. But when you sit down, you really just think about it. You're like, okay, the signs are here. And a lot of times it's not being lazy. It's not laziness. It's just that you are going through some things that sometimes you don't know. Somebody has to point it out to you. Sometimes you have to talk. And when you're telling somebody what you're going through, you real that you can grasp it, because you have to make yourself aware. Look at your surroundings. What's going on? I know a lot of times when I feel down, I'll shop. I'll buy. I have so many clothes and shoes, and I didn't buy them all out of feeling down, but a lot of the purchases that I bought, I was down, and I spent money that I shouldn't have spent. And I got all these clothes and shoes and fur coats and pocketbooks and things, you have to check yourself and see what's going on, what you normally wouldn't do, and how you feeling, and what you don't want to do, and catch it. Sometimes it could be you're just tired, you work all the time, that's understandable. But what about your downtime when that's not going on, and you still don't want to get up, you still don't want to do anything? Then what? Because you have to want to get up and do something with your life. You just can't go to work and come home and go to bed and get up. You can't do that. You have to do something else. You have to. Even just getting out, going to the store. My fiance actually shocked me. He told me, he said, you need to get up and go shopping. He was like, do you need me to give you some money? Do you need to go shopping? He said, get up, go out. You can't stay in the bed. You have to move. This is a man. I was like, you sending me shopping? Like for myself or the house or grocery or what? He was like, no, go buy something for you. You need to get up. So because I'm telling you, I don't be when the weekends come around here, I don't want to do anything. And I can think back and remember the time that I worked 7 days a week at one point, and my house was immaculate. I was on point. I would get up in the morning at 5 o'clock and do my makeup. It was just, and I'm like, things, but life happens. Life's. Life be lifing. And troubling. And that can take a toll on you. And if you're worried about everything else that's happened in your life and other people and things like that, you will lose yourself and you will forget about your own self. And next thing you know, you at a point that you don't even know how you got there. But it don't have to be at a no point of return situation. You can return. You don't have to let it be the point of no returning. But you have to catch it because it can get to the point it gets so out of hand. I know somebody who is like that. They at 500 pounds now. And they used to play football. And he said before he knew it, he got depressed. And he said before he knew it, he was at this weight. And now he has all kind of health issues. So I just want to encourage you all to please check yourself. You may have to take some notes and write down what happened, what's different from what it was before in the past. Write it down. I used to do this, now I do this. I used to do this, now I do this. And see, it may not be depression. It may just be you are just tired. And then you still need to find some kind of way to get some energy, some vitamins or something to get up and still move. And matter of fact, they say that exercise helps depression. They say it helps. It relieves stress. So I just want to come on here, encourage you all, and let y'all know. And y'all may see me tomorrow on the bike again. Depends on how I feel. I might be like, oh God, because it's like I be wanting to be consistent, but like I said, I don't know. I'm just starting. I just started back riding my bicycle Sunday. It's Tuesday. Right? So I think today is the 9th? Tuesday? 8, 9, 10, 11. No, it might be the 10th. I don't know. It's Tuesday. And I'm on it. And I'm almost done my 30 minutes. So with that being said, I'm going to say Phil Danke. That's thank you very much in German. So Phil Danke for watching me. And choose. That's what? That's bye in German.